I love being gay. I love it. I love it. Every good thing in my life has come from being gay. I don't see being gay as a problem. I've never seen it as being a problem. I've always seen it like, ooh, I get to have a different life experience than straight people. I get to go through some really difficult challenges. I get to be the target for some weirdly weird hatred. Why do people care if there are gay people? I mean, I don't get it. Today we're going to react to the video, the interview between Tucker Carlson and Milo Yiannopoulos, a self-hating gay man and a man like I'm telling you, gay people, aren't y'all sick of being used as political pawns? Aren't you sick of it? So, I guess an argument against being gay is that it's a sad, lonely life. Well, not for me. I'm in recovery. I help people get sober. When people say that homosexuals are useless to society, well, I'm going to tell you, this homosexual helped a woman's son get sober so she don't have to go to his funeral this year. Hey, did you know that I helped a woman get sober and she is getting custody of her kids back? So before you say that homosexuals are useless to society, take a look around, motherfucker. Many of us are out there in the trenches doing the jobs that you can't do because you have kids or a bitch wife or you're miserable or lonely or whatever. We'll get in there. Gay men are powerful. Gay men can take the heat. Gay men can be there for you if you need help with anything. So no, homosexuals aren't useless to society. But conversations like this one only seek to divide, only seek to stir shit up. Let the shit be. If you're gay, be gay. If you're straight, be straight. Nobody fucking cares. Gay people are so rare that they do not require this amount of attention. Let's go back to living in the shadows. I would love that. I would love that. Whoo, boy, howdy. So if you want to hear some self-hating gay nonsense, stick around. But of course, if you don't have a few hours to watch this Tucker Carlson, Milo Yiannopoulos episode, I don't blame you. But I'm going to try to make it funny for you. Because one thing that gay guys are known for is their sense of humor. So stick around for this episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. Let's go.
He was once a storm in human form, sharp tongue, cold soul, heart-born and torn, living like a ghost who missed his grave till the spirit sang out and called him brave. He got rewired by the great unknown, heard the call like a dial tone of the bone. So pull up a chair, enjoy the glow. This is the Shaman Patrick Show.
For those that know my story, you know I've been around the block a few times. Made some laps around some cities. You know this about me. I have been promiscuous. I have been chaste. I have been a non-ejaculator, and I have been a gooner. I've done all sorts of things. I'd like to think of myself as a well-rounded person. I've existed in a lot of different worlds. The drug world, the Christian world, the spirit world. So when I give you my perspective today, it is the perspective of someone who has seen a lot of footage, has seen stuff, I interact with people from all walks of life. And I can tell you that it's never been a better time to be gay. It never has. You got hardcore, hard-hitting straight guys being friends with gay guys. We're accepted into the brotherhood of all men because we're not fucking victims. We know what we like. We're masculine. We're not afraid of shit. We like guns. We like God. We like the gym. I mean, I don't even consider myself a gay guy. I'm just married to a man. And I also like to smoke the occasional pole because it feels good and natural and normal to me. It feels natural to me. Men are sexy. Men are hot. I love men's bodies. I love men. You know, and I've theorized that maybe that God made people gay because who's going to love the men as much? And especially in a culture which is becoming ever more gynocentric and woman focused. Who's going to love the men? Well, step up, gay guys. The men need a lot of help in this culture. So I feel there's always a spiritual component to when someone is gay. That it has less to do with your history or your trauma or whatever, because you choose your life experience before you even get in this body. In this body. So let's just look at one of my greatest hits on Twitter. I love talking shit on X, but this guy was talking about hating porn and all this other kind of stuff. And, you know, Christians, God, we're so sick of moralizing Christians. And the people who have the hardest time not jerking off are Christian men are worse at quitting porn than their secular counterparts. It's about Christianity is so hard because it's Christian. If you want to bypass something, be a Christian. If you want to avoid something, be a Christian. If you want IBS, be a Christian. If you want cancer, be a Christian. But I said the anti-gay pastors always secretly smoking pole, always, no exceptions. It's how they flirt. So if you have a pastor talking about some anti-gay stuff, that's because he's trying to see who he can invite back into the rectory later on. That's how they flirt. That's how gay. That's how closeted gay pastors flirt. That's how closeted gay men flirt. They they talk hate shit against gay people. And then they look into the audience and they see if somebody gets upset at it, they're like, ooh, I'm going to hit that motherfucker up on Grindr later. I've seen this shit. I know this shit, but that's why pastors do it. They say anti-gay stuff to see who gets upset. Then they contact them later for some conversion therapy, which is basically it's a smokescreen. Conversion therapy is just, it's like a secret sex cult. Hey, I've talked to people. I don't care what they say. Most gay conversion therapy camps end up in secret circle jerks in the showers. So there you go. There you have it. I might have participated in a few of them. I used to want to go to a gay conversion therapy camp because I knew it would be easy fucking pickings. And then this guy said, maybe, but it's also good and correct to be vehemently opposed to legal or public homosexuality. And I said, I agree. It's sexier in the shadows. It is. I liked cruising people. I liked cruising other men. That was fun. Like you know, you'd be at a Best Buy looking through the Kylie Minogue CDs, and you'd look over and there'd be another guy looking through the Madonna CDs, and you knew each other were gay, right? Because of what you were listening to. And you're just like, hmm, hmm, hmm. And then you go in the car and have sex. I mean, it was a lovely life. It's a lovely life. Of course, you would drive to an area of the parking lot where nobody could see you. But man, being gay is fun. Being gay is kind of takes you out of the matrix. Normal rules don't apply to the gays. They don't. We have gay bathhouses. Looky here. I've told straight guys about this, and they get so jealous. They were like, "Why isn't there a place like that for us?" Because you can go to a gay bathhouse and it's fun. You just hang out naked with a bunch of men and have sex if you want, eat, drink, sleep. I mean, telling you, the cat's out of the bag. Being gay is fun. And in fact, being gay is so much fun. They got to do shit like this. This is like a PR campaign. Poor Tucker Carlson, though. You know, man, poor Tucker Carlson. I'm not going to tell you why. But I have seen some footage. So this might be a 5-hour deep dive or whatever. I don't care. I haven't done a deep dive in a while now, have I? So we'll see. We're just going to watch this and see, but I'm not playing this introduction. This motherfucker has been talking for 30 minutes already when we're picking this interview up. He has already been talking for 30 minutes. And it's like, okay, God. And all he is setting the stage as how smart Milo is and how knowledgeable he is and how a genius he is. I'm thinking, why are you sucking Milo's dick all of a sudden, Tucker? What's going on with you? Okay, well, we'll just watch this and I'm going to react to it. But man, shamans are ones who see. That's why they kept trying to eradicate us. That's why they keep trying to put gay people back in a box, because the cat's out of the bag. Gay people are the defense against authoritarianism and tyranny. And they carry the masculine principle forward. Gay men ensure that masculinity will survive through generations. Y'all want my research on it, or can I just tell you?
How do you get babies? Just sort of buy them somewhere, whatever. He has these babies.
Oh, he's talking about Pete Buttigieg adopting children. Look, I was adopted, motherfucker. I was adopted. And no one ever said that my parents bought me as a baby. This is so fucking stupid, because would you rather have kids adopted or would you rather them be aborted? Make up your fucking mind.
And he is the model of whatever, a modern gay man. That's the whole.
No. There you go. Pete Buttigieg is not the model of a gay man. He's the laughingstock among gays. It's crazy. Butt is in his last name. Why are you giving motherfuckers power that they don't even have, Tucker? Nobody looks up to Pete Buttigieg. Nobody does that. He's a punchline. He's like everything you don't want to be as a gay man. He's not sexy. He's not hot. He might have money, but he's a pussy weak bitch. He's not sexy at all. He's just like, oh God. I mean,
whole point. He is a civil rights hero because of who he sleeps with.
According to who? According to who? Rosa Parks is a civil rights hero. Who the fuck is Pete Buttigieg? Like, y'all give these people way too much power. Nobody. Are you watching CNN again, Tucker? For fuck's sake.
Pretty amazing. So two obvious points to make about that. First, do you remember when they used to tell us, we don't care what happens in your bedroom? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We want to keep politics out of the bedroom. We want to keep politicians out of your bedroom. This was a way to justify the Holocaust of abortion, of course. But
look, I'm adopted. I'm against abortion too. But I mean, people are going to do what they're going to do. You know, I mean, I would rather people not get abortions. I mean, I've as an adopted child, I feel like I'm the voice of the unborn. Hey, if you're pregnant, try to have the baby. See, I'm a woman. I'm not a woman. So I really can't say that much. I'm like, I'm pretty sure babies want to be born. I'm pretty sure about that.
The line sounded kind of appealing. Yeah, politicians probably stay out of my bedroom. That seems fair. Now your bedroom is the whole point.
Y'all are the ones fucking talking about it. Like, see, I mean, people know I'm married to my husband. Do they imagine me sucking his dick or us making it like, do they imagine us in bed? That's on you, motherfucker. That's on you.
You got politicians running on what they do in their bedroom. And on the Democratic side, succeeding. So that leads.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I don't know if we can call it succeeding. I don't know if you've seen the absolute state of the Democrat Party. It's like, I don't know if that's succeeding. Jeez, what happened? I thought conservatives were riding high on a win. What's going on over there, Tucker?
Very obviously to the second point, which is there are a lot of rewards in store for someone in the Democratic Party, an ambitious politician, someone who really only cares about the goal, which in Pete Buttigieg's case has always been becoming president. Is it bad to come out of the closet and announce that you're gay? No.
Well, there are serious consequences for that. Okay? There are serious consequences to coming out as gay. There are. And somebody comes out as gay because they don't want to live a lie. That's why I came out as gay. I came out as gay because I didn't want to live a lie. I wanted to tell people the truth. That's why people come out as gay. It's not for rewards. Tucker, let me come over to your house and we'll have a conversation about God, Jesus, life, and reality. I want to bring you to Christ, Tucker.
That's like the only way you're going to get to the White House. That's the only way. That's your ticket, being, quote, gay.
Well, you could also be senile. You could have Alzheimer's. You could be a corpse. You could be a revenant. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to prove your point. So I'm going to let you prove your point. I'm going to try not to interrupt you, but.
So given that that's obviously true, and given that this guy dated girls as an adult, it's totally fair to ask the question, why are you gay?
Okay, I dated girls. But I prefer men. I think men are sexier. I think men are more attractive. I'm romantically attracted to men. Does that make me gay? What if being gay was just a kink? What if it didn't have to be your whole identity? What if it was just something you like to do? Tucker, it might shock you to know this, but there are many straight men out there that have on panties right now at their construction jobs. How do I know this? I've seen footage, dude. I've been in different places. I've seen stuff. One time, a straight guy, wanted to hook up with me because he wanted to wear panties while sucking a dick, but he was straight. I mean, sexuality is such everybody's into some weird shit. I mean, some people think that I have the most beautiful armpits. There have been people who have paid me money for pictures of my armpits. So if you realize that kinks and sexuality, it doesn't have to be such a big, heavy deal. Get around some sex positive people, Tucker. Hey, we're going to a nudist camp this summer. My husband and I, we're taking some friends with us, some female friends as well. Why don't you join us at the nudist camp? Tucker, shed some layers.
What is this? Starting to think that maybe it's not genetic or entirely genetic. And if it is.
Now you're a geneticist. Oh God. Let's go. My mother used to pull this shit. My dad used to pull this shit. They were trying to figure something out and they were sitting in their recliner in their country home talking to me about my addiction and my alcoholism because it couldn't be their fault. Because I was adopted, it had to be genetic. It had to be hereditary. Meanwhile, they were fucking popping pills, drinking secretly. I love now it's not going to be genetics. If it doesn't support your thesis, it's going to be genetic or not genetic. I'm in favor of just letting people be. And I don't like to see people creating suffering in their life and in the lives of others. If you want to suck a dick, suck it. I don't judge you. If you want to wear panties, go right ahead. I don't judge people. All that much, but especially not for sexual stuff, because here, my friend, like I was in my 20s and there were some strippers that lived in the apartment above us. So the strippers came down with a bunch of cocaine and we were gay men and we got naked with these strippers and had a good old time. And I even had sex with one of the strippers, but I was on so much cocaine I couldn't get hard and she felt embarrassed. And I said, honey, it's the cocaine. And she said, no, it's probably because you're gay.
Show me the gene. We've decoded the human genome. We can tell you where the gene for eye color comes from. Where's the gay gene? Maybe there is a gay gene, by the way. Lots of things we haven't decoded yet.
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
It's there. Are you looking for it? Are you trying to answer this question?
Not really.
No.
No.
The whole game is to make you be quiet, ashamed, because it has something to do with sex. And what are you, a creep? Focused on sex? You're obsessed with gay sex.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me. Do you know how much I talk about gay sex with my straight friends? Zero. Unless we're joking around about it. Straight men are not talking about gay sex. If they are talking about gay sex, it's in a, like, wow, it must be fun to have somebody who wants to suck your dick all the time, unlike my wife. Because if there's one thing that gay guys like to do, they like to suck dicks, mostly. 99% of them do. And sometimes even straight guys give each other blowjobs. Tucker, it's called a bro job. It's so not a big deal.
For a variety. You're obsessed with Israel. Actually not. But you're way up in my face about it. And so I think it's fair to ask you a couple of very simple, straightforward questions, foundational questions like, what is this? Where does it come from? Why is it good? Why is being gay better than not being gay?
Well, I didn't say that being gay is better than not being gay. I didn't say that. In God's house, there are many mansions, and I know the one in which I dwell. What about you? Being gay is part of the human experience. There's always going to be gay people. There's going to be gay people, because every time gay people or shamans essentially are tried to eradicate it, God brings them back. Gays are like weeds. They're like roaches. They keep coming around to keep people like you from instituting authoritarianism. It's a spiritual reflex. It's a social and spiritual reflex. Also, gay people, there's more adults to help raise the children. If we were still a tribal culture, there would be some gay people there to be the teachers, the spiritual. They wouldn't be interested in having sex with the women, the gay men especially. But I think like you're trying to take the way that we look at life and reality in this culture and try to apply it throughout time. I mean, I've had sex with straight guys. They just wanted to try it out and see what it was like. And they're like, it's not for me. I want to lean into the how not a big deal it is. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal. What is that? What's this shaking? Oh, it's my cat. It's my cat looking out the window. See, you got my pussy aggravated.
And if it's not 100% genetic, clearly isn't. If you've had a 300% increase in 10 years, probably not genetic.
Those people are just glad gays. Those are just because being gay is trendy. I mean, I have had friends who were gay, and they have, like, let's say there's a lesbian, and they're in recovery and they try out being gay. It hasn't increased. It's just people are being gay makes you special. Like girls do this. Girls turn lesbian. It's not an increase. It's manufactured. And while we're on the topic, I remember when MySpace came about and you had to put your orientation, or you were encouraged to put your orientation. And it was like people examining their orientations. But at the end of the day, people who claim that they're gay or whatever, it's not for everybody. Like being gay is not for everybody. I mean, I love it. I love being gay. I love loving men. I love being masculine and loving men. I love it. But it's not for everybody. Most people are not set up for it. So I don't think it's increased. I just think that people are just trying to be edgy or cool or whatever. But it looks like we're going to go back to being gay as being gay not being cool. So you're going to see those things go down quite a bit, honey.
Unless our genetics are changing at lightning speed. Unless evolution is a much faster process than Darwin ever reckoned.
Oh, God.
If it's not entirely genetic, then what are the other factors?
Media, Netflix. You can't turn somebody gay, Tucker. I've tried. I've been in love with straight guys in the past. I've been over backwards, literally and figuratively, to turn these guys, to make these guys want me, and they didn't. You can't make somebody gay. You really can't. You also can't make somebody straight either. Can't pray the gay away. I tried that too. You know what I decided? I just decided to accept myself for who I was. What a concept, huh?
And since apart from moral concerns or the concerns of human happiness, does this actually make you happy?
Yes.
And what does it mean to live as a gay person in the United States? What exactly does that look like?
It looks like waking up. Here, let me give you a day in the life of a gay person, honey. So I wake up about 4-ish a.m., sometimes earlier. I get up and I'm like, how can I be of service today? How can I be of service? What can I do? Because see, I have a primary purpose being a recovered alcoholic. My primary purpose is to stay sober and help others achieve sobriety. That's my primary purpose. I also live a very God-focused existence. So how can I serve God today? What can I do? I pray for knowledge of God's will for me and the strength to carry it out. And this video right here is one of those things where I prayed for God's will. I was like, God, should I say something? Do I need to say something? Yes. So make the video, Patrick. I wasn't going to make a video today. Tucker, I wasn't going to. I was going to take a day off. I was going to take a rest day. But you know what? When you work for God, there are no days off. So I make myself a cup of coffee. My husband is usually sleeping. So I tiptoe around the house. I feed my kitty cat. And then I look at what I want to do. Do I want to make a video about a spiritual topic? What do I want to do today? I make sure that I call 3 alcoholics a day, 3 people who might be suffering. So I get my list together and I write down who I'm going to talk to. I'm also a mentor for some people. And then I also check and see if I have any clients today. And I build my day around service. How can I be of service today? I go to a recovery meeting every day. So I make plans to go to the meeting and then I work out. I go to the gym. I try to go to the gym every day. I'm not going today because I've been working out so hard that my muscles are sore. So I'm taking a break. I am working towards a peak physical fitness because I believe that at my age, 53 years old, that physical fitness is important. I don't feel like I'm declining as I get older. I think I'm getting more alive, more free, more virile, more vital. Then I might nose around on some other websites, some social media or what, and nose around. After I get done with the gym, I'll take a shower, go to meetings, and just be of service. That's my day. And then at night, I make dinner for my husband because he works as a drug and alcohol counselor. Now, his day is very similar. He works in a place where he helps severely mentally ill people realize that there's nothing really wrong with them except the fact that they are addicts and alcoholics. So he also lives a life of service. And then in the evenings, usually we go to a meeting, meet up with some other people, maybe give some people who don't have cars rides. Then we come home and then we watch a little bit of TV or something. Sometimes we don't have time to, and then we go to bed and then we get up and we do it all over again. That's the life of a gay man, a sober gay man. So there you go. Now, can you imagine all the people that get helped by us on a daily basis? And this is not even ego inflation. But if I ever start to feel bad about myself, I think about all the thousands and thousands of people I have reached and helped over my lifetime. People come up to me all the time and say, Patrick, you're the reason I got sober. It's not ego inflation. It is just simply the truth and the reality of what it is. I don't need to feel bad about anything in my life because I'm being of service. And since our life is so full of service and busyness and all of that, sometimes my husband and I might get to have sex because our life is about other people. It's not a selfish life. It's about other people.
Like, what's your life like? How many people do you have sex with? How are those unfair questions? Since you're the one throwing it in my face and telling me I'm not allowed to be against it, maybe
you are allowed to be against it, Tucker. You are completely, I'm against your life. I'm against your life. You drink alcohol. I don't want that shit in my life. You know, while we're on the subject of shit that people do, I've told this story before, but I think it bears repeating, honey. So I had been living in Chicago. In Chicago, people just kind of stay out of your business. But I moved back to my hometown in Kentucky and I was with my husband. And then this big old fat bitch comes up to me and says, I don't agree with your lifestyle. And I looked in her cart, which was full of processed foods and garbage like that. And I said, well, I don't agree with yours either. She looked like I had punched her. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, you're overweight. It's an unhealthy lifestyle. So if we're not going to agree with each other's lifestyles, that's a race to the bottom. I'm about unity, Tucker. But look at this face. Look at this face. Why do you even have an opinion on this at all?
I'm allowed to ask the questions I don't really want to ask, don't really want to know the answers to. But since you've made it the North Star of our moral system in the United States.
You're rich. You probably don't hang out with many poor people. You probably don't. I mean, I don't know that for certain, but the way you talk, like, you know, there are people out there who don't know where their next meal is coming from. There are people out there sleeping on the street. These are luxury issues that you have. Luxury issues. Well, look who came to see me. Look, honey. Look, this is our cat Cheddar. Hey, baby. This is who we adopted. Right? Oh. That's a stereotypical gay thing, two guys and a cat. But it's really not a big deal. But it might be a big deal for you if... Why would this be coming back around again? I'm going to examine and explore that. I surely am. I think it's coming around again because nobody can just be happy. They always got to argue and fight about something. Like if things were just going, if everybody was getting along, Tucker wouldn't have a damn thing to talk about.
States, since you're willing to starve an African country because they disagree with it, maybe it's time for me to ask those questions because you push me to. On this,
this is such a narcissistic tactic. You're making me do this. You're making me do this. Why not just ignore it? Ignore gay people. It's the same thing. Like if you ignore something, it'll go away or cease to affect you. Like y'all are actually making things worse. Every time you if you really didn't want gay people to be a big deal, when conservatives complain about shit or when any politician complains about shit, it's edgy. It's edgy. You know what I think is the edgiest thing right now? Masculine gay guys who don't give a fuck. I think that is really edgy right now. And I love being edgy. I love people who say, fuck you. Like, I don't fucking care. I'll fuck some ass. I'll do it. You know, I love, you know, come on. It doesn't fucking matter.
A lot of other issues. If you just back off a little bit, if we could just return to the status quo of, say, 1985, where, yeah, they're gay people. They're great. They're off, you know, whatever. They're here, they're there, whatever, but they're not pushing gay sex on my kids in school.
Who's doing that? Who's doing that? That's a Democrat problem. You need to go to the Democrats. Don't bring the gays into this. That's Marxist and communist revolutionary tactic. And look, motherfucker, you know that. You know that this is all, this whole gay trans agenda is Marxism and communism. You know that. And so don't pretend that it's about gay people pushing things on others. I don't like kids. I'm not pushing shit on kids at all. I don't even hang out with kids. So what the fuck is this about? You can't lump all gay people into that shit. You know, like some of the bitter, nasty queens that you will see on the internet, they're not in real life. I mean, I live in Kentucky. You know what gay guys are into in Kentucky? Guns, drinking, having sex, hay rides. Like y'all have, like, get out of this, get around some real fucking people. Tucker, come to Kentucky and I'll let you see that drug addiction and meth have ravaged our communities. And y'all are bitching about guys sucking dick. God damn it.
Cool. That's clearly not a good idea. Tell me why it is a good idea. And of course, it's a crime to intentionally infect someone with an infectious disease. And of course, it's in fact the hallmark of civilization to make rape illegal.
Good God. Why do y'all bring this up in the same thing as gay people? Did you know that my father abused me and he was straight? Did you know that my mother abused me and she was straight? Like, I tried to run away from home. My parents were horrible. And I know y'all are going to say, oh, well, you were traumatized and that's why you're gay. So fucking what? I kept telling people, hey, my parents are bad people. I tried to run away from home. I tried to get emancipated. A judge sent me right back. So you can't have it both ways. You cannot hate on gay people and also say that gay people are gay because they were traumatized. If you're dealing with trauma victims, then be nice to them. If if you truly think that they are victims of trauma, like you're going to say in this episode, if you truly think that they are victims of trauma, why don't they get protected victim status? Because it's not about that.
Gay or straight. What? But since you blew up all those previous assumptions and now made them illegal, Uganda, made this crime punishable by death. You made their law punishable by famine. So who's more serious about it? You are.
Good God.
Since you did all of that, how about we just slowly, in a non-hysterical, obviously non-hateful way?
Honey, I'm not hysterical. You're hysterical. You sound like a woman with all this weird ass logic. You're being very irrational, Tucker. You're being very irrational. Hold on. Let me go get you a Milo.
Ask, what are we looking at? Why are you gay? Why is that a good thing? What is it exactly? And
being gay is being romantically attracted to another man. When my husband and I got married, he was grappling with feelings of his sexuality. Well, before we got married, we started dating, and but he wanted to have sex with me, and so I'd had some really bad early experiences, and so when you're an older gay person and somebody younger wants to have sex with you, it happens. Okay. Like when I was young, I had sex with older men, but Dan Savage brought up this years ago. I'm not talking about younger. I'm like, not talking about kids. I'm talking about grown ass fucking young men who can go to war and buy alcohol. We're not talking about kids here. But so, when I was 16, I went after older men because they were more stable. And I could have gotten some men in trouble. I really could have. But I think 16 was the age of consent where I lived. I don't remember. But as I grew up, I started to attract younger guys to me. Like when I was in my 30s and my 40s, I started to attract younger men. And so I did not want to love them and leave them. I wanted to leave them better than when they first came. So Merrick, I really cared about Merrick as a friend, so he wanted to have sex with me. And so I said, I would rather it be in a relationship. I would rather it be if we were dating. I don't want it to be like a one night stand. I don't want you to feel ashamed of it. I want to give you a really good experience. I want to give you the experience that I didn't have, because we follow the campsite rule, and we were supposed to date for a little bit of time. And I was going to help him sort of sort out some of his feelings. And if he turned out he wasn't gay, that was fine too. But he fell in love with me, a man, and I fell in love with him. And so, even though he still had some weird ideas about it, what makes you gay is that ability to fall in love with another man. Because a straight man can fall in love with a woman. I cannot fall in love with a woman. And I know many women are part of my audience, but that chaos and all that shit drives me nuts. But straight men love it. They love the feminine stuff. I don't like femininity in my sexual or romantic partners. I like man on man sex. I like man shit, baby. I like man stuff. And feminine qualities in men are a huge turnoff. And that's why I find you unattractive, Tucker. I don't think feminine qualities work in a man. And so being gay is when you can fall in love with another man. It's called homoromantic. There are straight guys who like having sex with men, but they fall in love with women. So I would say you need to do some more research before coming to some of the conclusions that you're trying to come to, honey.
There are a lot of people we could ask about this, but we thought believe it or not, the most articulate person we know to answer these questions is Milo Yiannopoulos.
Are you fucking kidding me? Of all the people in the world, you asked Milo Yiannopoulos, the provocateur, the self-hating gay man, the alcoholic Milo Yiannopoulos. That's the one you decided on. I mean, let me just throw some names out there to you. Ty Rivera, the comedian. Buck Angel, that would have been a good one. Buck Angel is a good one. Ryan Murphy. So of all the prominent gay men that you could talk to, you chose Milo Yiannopoulos. Well, good God. God help us all. God help us all when Milo Yiannopoulos is seen as a voice of fucking reason.
Famous 10 years ago as what was he called? Conservative provocateur. Running around the country making the case against liberals as an open, in fact, flamboyant gay man. And that was part of the shtick, right?
Oh, it's
like, we've got a gay guy too. What are you going to say now? You know, we've got black conservatives too. You can't call us racist. We've got a gay conservative. You can't call us homophobes.
He's revealing the game. It's all a show.
And so Milo was unleashed on the world. And then in literally one day, he was canceled, really destroyed as a person.
Oh, poor Milo. Poor Milo. You want me to dig up some of the shit you said about him, Tucker? Do you want me to dig that up while you're jerking him off under the table during this interview? Do you want me to do that? You're acting, oh, poor Milo, canceled. Y'all know why he canceled? Y'all know why he was canceled? Because he dared to speak the reality of the shit that I just talked about. That as young gay men, we don't have role models, so that we often seek out older men. That's what he was talking about. And he got canceled for that, for whatever reason. But, you know, when I got kind of canceled in 2014, 15, but I wasn't really canceled because I'm a nobody. But they started doing them PDF file allegations and stuff. It's kind of a good way to silence people. Just say they're a pedophile and then call it a day and let other people do the work, because it's very stupid and it's very dumb. But that's why Milo was canceled. But Milo went crazy. He started drinking, doing drugs. And as from what I can see from this interview, he's not completely sober. So take everything that Milo says with a grain of salt, because he's lied in the past. He's an attention whore, and you can't trust a thing that comes out of his mouth. And I can't believe that you are having this interview with him, even after you know all this stuff about him.
In a sort of non-scandal that, like so many of that period and of this period, sort of
non-scandal,
took him right off the stage. You never heard from him again. But during the period when he was flitting around America on his dangerous faggot tour, spreading whatever it was, libertarian economics or something, to the kids, it became obvious that this guy was actually really smart.
You know, my father-in-law said this about me when he was trying to manipulate me and use me for something. He told me, "You're very smart, Patrick." And then he proceeded to lie and manipulate me. I mean, it's what they do. It's what they do. It's what people do. They'll say, "You're very smart." Because the only time you tell people that is when you're trying to manipulate them.
You know, even for those of us who were never that interested in the dangerous faggot part of it, if you listen, you thought, well, this guy's not dumb at all. He's actually very thoughtful. Very thoughtful, high IQ guy who thinks about things. So over the last
couple... Because notice how he's prefacing this. Like, you know, he's a very smart guy. He's a very smart guy. He's got a high IQ. He's high intelligence. Because he's going to reaffirm what you already think. Because here, when my parents used to send me to therapy from the time I was 8 years old, they used to send me to therapists. So after years and years of therapy, I finally got in front of the therapist that said, "Oh, honey, your parents are fucked up. Your parents are horrible people. You need to tell them to go to therapy." And now I told my mom, I'm like, "Well, you guys have to go to therapy too." And she goes, "Therapy doesn't work. Therapy is bad. Therapy doesn't work. You guys are so fucking transparent. It's exhausting.
Couple of years during text conversations, I became aware that Milo had decided that he didn't want to be gay anymore. I thought, that's kind of interesting. I didn't know you could decide you didn't want to be gay. And then you read about it, and it turns out there's a whole industry movement and laws designed to prevent you from deciding not to be gay. Huh?
Well, if you decide that you don't want to be gay anymore, just don't suck any more dicks. Just don't do it. It's real easy to not suck a dick. It is. It's real easy to not get fucked in the ass. It is real easy to not be gay. It's not that hard. Well, it's not that big of a deal. Unless you're really gay, then it's really fucking hard to not be gay. I mean, are there any straight guys out there who are 100%? I ask people now, I'm like, are you 100% straight? Because there's a difference. Like I was talking to a guy last night. We were talking about something to deal with homophobia and allyship. And I said, okay, well, are you 100% straight? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, because it does matter these days. Because there's a lot of men out there that like dick. And people are not 100% straight. It's okay. You don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel bad about it at all.
Parts of the United States have banned conversion therapy. So you're not allowed to talk to a psychiatrist about.
Well, because conversion therapy doesn't work. Like I have a friend right now who is going through the after effects of conversion therapy. It's horribly destructive. Horribly. Just accept who you are. Accept yourself. Accept yourself. Love yourself for who you are and who you love. This is so fucking crazy that we're having this conversation.
Not having same-sex attraction. Wow. What is that? It's like once you're in, you can't get out. It's like mandatory gayness. What the hell are we looking at?
I mean, I know gay guys that have stopped being gay. They're like, my cousin married a gay guy, and we all knew he was gay. And here's how we knew he was gay, because when my cousin, I'm not going to say her name. She's a bitch though. I should say her name. I should call that bitch out, but I'm not going to. But she was when I came out as gay, she was the one who bullied me the most. She bullied me so fucking much in school. She's a fucking awful person. So when she introduced us to her fiance, he was a little feminine. This is the one good story I have about my dad. I have some good stories, but we were over at my aunt's house, and my dad was sitting in a chair, and I was sitting in a chair, and I was probably in my 20s. I'd been out for a while. My parents knew my boyfriend, who was 47 at the time. I was like 22. So anyway, my cousin, I'll just call her Ashley. So my cousin, she brings her fiance in, and he's a girl. He's a big old girl. He's hefty. He's big. He's like real, so here's the thing. In the country, the women get in the kitchen and they talk, and the men get in the living room and watch sports or do something. So I always liked being in the kitchen because I was gay, and I loved talking to the women in the kitchen, drinking coffee and having coffee cake and stuff like that. So when her fiance was in the kitchen with us, I was like, this motherfucker might be gay. So anyway, later in the day, we were sitting in the living room, and I was sitting in a chair across from my dad, and they were talking about the wedding, my cousin Ashley and her husband, the wedding. And my mother was asking about the flower, because my mom used to do flowers for weddings and stuff. So they were asking about the wedding, and he said, well, on the altar, there's going to be a big spray of flowers. And he did it like that. And my dad and I locked eyes, and it was like, this is what it was like between me and my dad. And my dad. So even though that my cousin was such a virulent anti-gay person, she ended up marrying a gay guy. Well, later on, like 10 years, 20 years later, I was talking to another aunt, and my aunt said, he might be gay. He just may not want to live the lifestyle. You know what? So be it. So be it. If you're gay and you want to marry a woman, go right ahead. But I don't think that that's going to end up being a very fulfilling life, because you might be able to live in a house with a white picket fence, but it's going to make everybody in that house so fucking miserable you're going to take one of those white pickets and just go, oh. So I just encourage people to just be themselves. If you're gay, if you're a gay man, don't marry a woman. Don't bring that shit. Just don't be so fucking selfish.
Well, so it seemed worth a sit-down conversation with Milo Yiannopoulos and just ask him sincere questions like, what is this? Why did you decide to change? What's it like changing? What does it mean to be gay in the United States specifically? And so that...
Yes, because we want to hear from a man who hates being gay, of what it's like to be gay in the United States. Let's do that. That seems logical. That seems reasonable. This seems like something a high person would come up with. Like, if you really want to know what it's like to be gay in the United States, Tucker, come see me in Kentucky. We'd love to have you. You could sleep on our couch. You can sleep on our couch. We will not try to fuck you because I don't think you're hot. You're too womanly. You're not sexy to me at all. So you're safe. You're safe with us. We'll smoke some cigars. We'll take you to the gun range. Let's have a real good. We'll introduce you to some of the people in our community that don't care if we're gay. Are there some people who get? Usually it's fucking Christians, man. Christians have a problem with everything and everybody.
Conversations follows, and we hope you enjoy it. You're really nice to do this. I'm glad you came. I want to begin with
the only person that have me on. I'm joking.
No, I'm actually really interested. I'm interested in this topic. I've never been interested in it, but I want to begin by asking
it's icky, isn't it? It's icky.
Well, sort of and personal, but it's occurred to me, particularly when I have interviewed Republican politicians, particularly neocons over the years.
Homosexuality comes to mind.
I've always wanted to say in a Ugandan accent, "Are you gay?
Wait, are you gay?"
So let me ask: are you gay? Were you gay? Like, what is gay?
Nobody's gay. Nobody's gay. After that clip, which is the best thing on the internet, he changes the question, the interrogative.
Nobody's gay. Okay, nobody's gay. Okay. This is a very this interview has gotten people tangled in got people's panties in a bunch. I'm like, do I really want to put myself through this? Do I want to put myself through this? And again, I'll reiterate, I love being gay. I love the fact that there are gay people. Gay people have a different take on reality. It's a very spiritual thing. Being gay is it's very spiritual. But when he says nobody's gay, oh, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
To a declarative, he says, "Why are you gay?" And she starts, it starts talking. He says, "You are gay." It becomes a statement, and this is where he goes. This is where he loses me because nobody is gay. We've been encouraged to think of this. It's an icky subject. Like, straight men don't want to think about.
No, it's okay.
That.
I mean, it's reached.
But you invited me.
Well, I invited you because I have not wanted to be engaged with the topic at all. I don't have super strong personal feelings about it. But all of a sudden, it has become like a defining fact of the West that we have a huge gay population. Like, what does that
sodomy?
But
we don't though. We don't have a huge gay population. I mean, in our group of people that we hang out with, we're the only two gay guys, and we hang out with two other gay women, and that's it. We can go whole months without seeing another gay person. It's not that big. Maybe in the cities, maybe in the Republican Party, there's a lot of gays, but gay people are really rare. They're not everywhere. They're just on your TV screens, which is something that I don't necessarily agree with. Whatever. I don't agree with every show having a gay character. I mean, like I said earlier, I kind of liked it when it was a little mysterious and rare and sacred.
Wants to talk about
giving aid with strings attached. So I'm trying to, what metaphor am I reaching for? Strings attached. Yes, you can, but only if you have a gay pride festival.
Right.
What is that?
Yes, exactly. What is that?
Yes, it has been, and all of these things, and with the collapse in people identifying as trans, you're beginning to now see what some of us have always known about homosexuality, which is that this is a product I mean, there are some people, obviously, who were probably always going to be gay. Tammy Bruce. But, like maybe she might be the only real lesbian. She might be the only real lesbian. I believe when Tammy Bruce tells me that she was only ever into women, I believe her.
Yes.
And I like her, by the way. I think she's great. But she's like the only real lesbian. With gay men, which is completely different, we see the numbers go up, the numbers go down. This is not without some change.
What numbers? What numbers? This is the part that fascinates me. I'm going to tell you about the numbers. So I was in a mental institution I was alcoholic. I was a drug addict, and I lied about my drug use and my alcohol. So they ended up putting me in a mental institution because I would go to psychiatrists and they would say, "How much do you drink?" And I say, "Well, I have maybe a beer every now and then. I don't drink all that much." Meanwhile, I'm chugging vodka. And so if you go to a psychiatrist and you deny that you have a drug and alcohol problem, they're going to diagnose you with a mental illness. And so my denial of my own alcoholism put me in mental hospitals for most of my life. But as soon as I realized that I was just an alcoholic and I got sober through a very God-focused spiritual program, I realized that I wasn't mentally ill, like most people. Most mental illness is drug and alcohol addiction. But that's a completely other video. So during my last meeting with my psychiatrist, okay, I'd had to tell them that, no, I cannot have, those medications are not working. They're making my life hell. I've gained all this weight. It's not good for me. My teeth are falling out. This is not good for me. And they said, you're refusing your meds or whatever. So anyway, it was very contentious to get out of that fucking shit, because once the mental health system has you, they have you. And so I'm with my psychiatrist and, she's talking about data and all this other kind of stuff. And I said, so now, mind you, psychiatrists get paid $250,000 a year for this shit. Okay. So I'm talking to her and, she and I are talking, I'm completely fine now. I'm sober. Like I don't have any of the symptoms of mental illness anymore. And then she said, so I said, so what percentage of you do you think that your patients are just alcoholics? And she goes, oh, it's probably very, very high. And I said, so if all of your patients are lying to you, how reliable is the data that you get as psychiatrists or therapists or mental health professionals? If most of your patients lie to you about what they do, where they go, what they suck, what they drink, all of that, how could your data set be reliable if you're aware that most of your patients are lying to you? And she just had this look on her face like, holy fucking shit. Right? So I know that patients lie. I know that people lie. And so when you talk about the numbers and the data, it's all based on flawed premises. All of psychiatry is bullshit. All of therapy is bullshit. Psychology is bullshit. So when you really understand this, when people talk about the data and stuff like that, you're like, oh God, here we go again.
Environmental factors. This doesn't make sense if we believe the old lie, born this way. If we believe what was in fact invented in the 1980s as a public relations strategy, born this way. So what happened back in the days, gays were in the 80s and with AIDS and all the rest of it, wanting to be out and proud and to wear their sins on their sleeves. And somebody came up.
Was it about wearing sins on sleeves, or was it about living a full life free of harassment, bullying? Because if gay sex is a sin, like, why does it feel so good? Yeah, like this is very revisionist because, Milo, if there had never been a gay rights movement, you would not be here. Like the gay rights movement did a lot for people in general. And, if we're going to talk about AIDS and stuff like that, did you know all the research they did for AIDS drugs resulted in a lot of other good research as well? Like, I think that you're like, now that you're on the other side of this, that you hate yourself for being gay. You do. You hate yourself for being gay. You're a self-hating gay man, and that's fine. But there are many of us who enjoy our lives, our free, open, honest life. Like, I just wanted to be honest. I like men. I like being married to another man. And if you don't like that stuff, that's fine. But we're not all sick and twisted and knotted up about this shit. And in fact, I would say the overwhelming majority are having a grand old time. The only problems that we have are people who keep trying to politicize what we do in our personal lives.
With this idea, which caught on and worked, it was twofold. One is, well, what if we say that being gay is like being black or being a woman?
Yes.
Then they're a bigot. We're not weird. And so it takes the religious, the moral majority's sinful lifestyle choice argument, and it screws them, because now they're saying, like, you're wrong to be a girl or you're wrong to be black.
Exactly.
It was invented wholesale by the activists in the 1980s. And the second part of it was...
Well, there's a lot of things that were invented wholesale to help us all be decent fucking human beings. You know, you say that it was about promoting sin. What if it was about accepting people for who they are, not trying to change people, not wanting to create more suffering in the lives of people who are already suffering? Why are you projecting that there was some sort of nefarious motive? Because you're revealing more about yourself, girl, than you are about the gay rights movement. Like, I don't agree with everything in the gay rights movement, but generally, you know, in conservatism, you want the government out of your life as much as possible. And that's why there are so many gay conservatives now, because gay conservatives want small government. We just want to live our lives. We just want to be left alone. And this kind of shit that Milo is doing, I don't know if Milo is trying to curry favor with people. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but he reveals more about his motivations than anyone else, or any gay rights movement. Like, I think the gay rights movement, when it had nothing else to fight for, it kept fighting. And I think that's the real issue here. Like, why can't we just take our wins and go home and build our lives and be comfortable being happy, free little gay guys? But they started talking about queer again and all this stuff. Just let it go. Just, can we have peace? I want peace, especially at my age.
This is in a book called After the Ball, which is kind of defined how gay activists were going to well, it was very influential, because it was really the book that told gay activists how to get this revolting sin that most people don't even want to think about up front.
Have you looked at the top porn searches lately? Do you know what people are revolting sin? Oh, honey, what did they do to you? What did they do to you? Oh, man, I just feel bad for Milo. I do.
And center, family friendly.
But I'm still going to call this bitch out.
And ultimately to the state where we let them adopt children, which is the whole thing we'll get into. And that was, don't talk about bodily functions. Don't talk about effluvia. Just talk about love. Just talk about love. Talk about it in terms of love, like love is love, love wins. And we see this to the present day. Never talk about, you know, the stains on the sheets, the promiscuity, the drugs, the...
You want to talk about stains on the sheets? You're like, my husband used to have sex with women. Well, I did too. There are period stains on his mattress that we still use today. Most straight couple, I mean, you want to talk about fucking disgusting, fucking a hole that's bleeding. You know that? Stains on the sheets. Women are fucking nasty. I went to the gym the other day, and so I went to the gym and there were some women there and they were talking about stuff. And I asked them what they were talking about. They were talking about women are nasty. Women have a lot of products. They have a lot of makeup. They bleed. I mean, women shit too. Women get fucked in the ass. You know, they make sheets for that. But my husband, being inexperienced with women, and you know, we laugh about it, that there's period stains on our mattress. I mean, what are you going to do? Throw the mattress away because there's some period blood on it? We're not rich. We're not rich people. And I'm being honest with you, but you act like gay sex is gay sex doesn't have to be gross. Doesn't have to, it could be have it in a gay bathhouse. Doesn't have to be gross, but man, whew. Sex itself is messy. People are messy. Humans are messy.
Glory holes in Berlin nightclubs.
Ooh, what nightclub? Ooh, yeah. Let's talk about glory holes. People love glory holes. Used to in the 80s, you would go to a truck stop, and I mean, my dad was a trucker, so I was always curious about what those holes in the stalls were for. Like, women may not have access to that. You may never go into a men's restroom, but glory holes are a thing. Bathroom sex is a thing, and it's not just gay guys that are having that.
Never talk about any of those things, because those things will repel women, and you need moms.
Oh, no. Women love that shit. Hey, let me tell you about this show that's on HBO Max right now called Heated Rivalry. Heated Rivalry is about between two hot hockey players. These two hot hockey players. Here, let me show this. This is a very popular show right now. Heated Rivalry. And so this is a very popular show right now. It's between it's a love story with hockey players. And I'm telling you, this is a show for women. It's not really for gay guys, but it's a romance story for women. And they have some really hot sex in there. And it's pretty graphic. And it's very lovely and very, very sexy. And love is love. But women love this gay romance shit. Not all women, of course. But, it's a very good show. And it's so well done. It's a little sexy but they are hot. Oh, Lord. Like, watching some of those love scenes, my husband and I were like, we need to step it up at the gym. We need to step it up at the gym. But there are some lovely gay stories out there. It's not gross. These guys can actually be in love with each other openly because they are hockey stars. So, and it deals with kind of the reality of responsibility, and I talked earlier about coming out having consequences. If they were to come out, then it would have consequences, not just for them, but for the whole team. So, Milo, girl, it's not disgusting for people. It's only disgusting for self-hating homophobes.
With gay sons to affirm their homosexuality. And so what is that homosexuality? Long answer for a short question, I understand. In almost every case, and certainly in every male case, it is a trauma response. It is not a sexuality. It is not part of what you are or who you are or a component of your personality or a function of it is a set of behaviors that is that emerges in people with a number of very easily identifiable common etiologies. One of them is so for instance, among Black and Jewish Americans, they report statistically significantly higher rates of homosexuality. Well, why could that be? Overbearing moms and absent dads.
Oh, God, this sounds anti-Semitic and racist. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, man. Trauma response. Is being gay a trauma response? Oh, so what? So what? What are we going to do about it now? And because men have been having sex with men throughout history. This is a little cockamamie. Okay, it's not a sexuality; it's a trauma response. Well, maybe it's not even a sexuality. Maybe it's just a kink that people have. If it's a kink, let it be a kink. It doesn't have to be your whole fucking identity. It's not mine. I mean, I talk about it on YouTube, but I rarely bring it up. Don't even talk about it all that much. Milo, look at you.
Or in the Jewish case, nebbish fathers, and like Jewish. My Jewish friends, I always call their marriages are like lion taming. Where you have a sort of nebbish.
I mean, we've seen this shit before. We've seen self-hating gay men try to figure out why they're gay. I mean, I've been trying to figure out why I was gay for decades, and then finally I just realized it don't matter. It don't fucking matter. It didn't change. It doesn't change anything about me knowing that. I mean, yeah, I was severely traumatized as a child. I mean, if you ever met my family, they were like the Texas Chainsaw. They're very hateful, mean people. But so far, I'm the only gay one in the family that I know about. I have some cousins that are deeply in the closet. I know that. But it's just not that, like, why is it just like people are going to be gay? People are going to be gay. It doesn't matter. Women are going to like bondage. Is that a trauma response? If it's just a kink, like some people like tidy whitey underwear. And like I said before, some people like armpits. You know, does liking armpits have to be your whole identity? Well, I've seen people with the screen name Pit Lover 88. I've seen that shit. But this is much ado about nothing. What people do, like, and I will say this, the kink of the, you know, like this is a romantic kink too. This is a love kink. But it doesn't have to be your whole identity. It doesn't. Being gay doesn't have to be your whole identity. But the gay rights activists kind of made us make it be our whole identity. If I had to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have come out. I probably just broke back mountain it, you know, find a man, settle down, try not to get killed. But I'm lucky today because I almost killed myself over being gay. And I think that we didn't want people killing themselves over being gay. I mean, I don't want people killing themselves over anything. But I see this kind of shit right here. I've seen some of my favorite gay podcasters have complete fucking meltdowns over this. Not in the way that you think, but it's like, oh my God, this is extremely damaging to put out there. Very divisive. And I don't even know what the point of it is. Maybe we'll discover the point later, but this is very demoralizing. Much like the best Marxist propaganda.
Scholarly, bookish dad and a larger than life mom who, you know, one day decides she's going to be a rabbi. But, you know, that or in the black.
Milo seems to have a very limited life experience. Very limited. He seems like he's in his bubble. Both Tucker and Milo have limited life experiences. You know, my in-laws are Jewish. They have very limited life experiences, but they think they know everything.
That community, of course, is the fatherlessness. And it's why, if we're born this way, if you don't have some other better explanation, could it be the case that there are more gays among Black and Jewish populations where something's going on here? Why are we getting more trans and more gays and then less gays?
Separations, divisions, races, sexualities, divide everybody up into their little categories. Why? If you're going from data, it's bullshit. All that, like, statistics can tell any type of story. Maybe Black people just like to fuck. You know? I mean, maybe they do. I mean, I like Cup Cocky. She's a rapper. She raps about sex. I mean, so what? People like to fuck. They do, Milo.
And that's why? Because this is, in fact, a symptom. In fact, this is a product of something. It's the result of something.
Well, this was Freud's position.
Oh, Freud, the cokehead. I had an experience with a therapist, and, you know, we were talking about Freud, and I was making a joke, and she was talking about something, and I said, man, this sounds like a coke fueled nightmare. This sounds like something a coke addict would come up with. And I was making a joke, and with all seriousness, she said, oh, well, Freud was addicted to cocaine when he did this. I'm like, so you've based your entire practice on cokehead ramblings?
Which was kind of conventional wisdom for the better part of 100 years, that this was a response to the environment in particular.
I think Freud has largely been debunked. I don't think any serious person is going to reference Freud. But people are more into Carl Jung now. I mean, Carl Jung was all about the shadow. Robert L. Moore, but Freud, I mean, I always thought his name was weird because his name was Freud, and it's really close to fraud. I remember being a child and being like, this is a Freudian slip. His name looks like Sigmund Freud.
Particularly to the relationship with the mother that a young boy has and a relationship with his father. I mean, this was like people just assumed that was true when I was a kid. They were not gay haters or homophobes. That was a state of knowledge on the subject.
One of the only things Freud got right was that. And it's funny that, the way that that's actually in line with Catholic Church teaching, and now has become, now you see the terminology in the medical industry has begun to change as well, because they
Well, this is new to me. I thought we didn't trust doctors anymore. Like everything my doctor tells me, I have to look up. Everything my doctor tries to push on me, I have to say no. Are we going to be looking like it's clear we cannot trust psychiatrists, we cannot trust psychologists, we cannot trust reverends, we cannot trust pastors, we cannot trust news personalities, we can't even trust the fucking food we eat. We're on our own. No one's coming to save you, y'all. No one's coming to save you. So medical, like they're basing this on data. And I love that. I love logic and reason, but the data itself is illogical. Collectivism. You're an individual. You're an individual.
Now gay people are sort of saturated everywhere. You know, like when you get it's kind of like America, you get a whole country full of people who are very similar, but all think they're really, really individual.
That's deep.
Okay. I mean, again, y'all have a very limited life experience. Gay people are not everywhere. They're not everywhere. They're not. I mean, we spend time in Nashville. There's a lot of gay people there in Nashville. But you go south a little bit, you go north, like to Jolton, go to McMinn County in Tennessee. Hell, go to Cleveland, Tennessee. There's gay people are not everywhere. These are predominantly Christian places. Maybe y'all would be happier in a small town. Maybe you would be happier where there weren't gay people everywhere. Like when I moved to Chicago, you couldn't throw a quarter without hitting a gay guy. And I loved living in Chicago because being gay was not a big deal. I could be as gay as I wanted to be and nobody would bat an eye. But also I realized I had other issues too, besides being gay. I thought being gay was my issue and it turned out to be a very, very minor issue. I had other things going on. So you're talking about absent fathers and overbearing mothers and shit like that. That's hard for everybody. Nobody likes that shit. Nobody does well with an overbearing mother. But at the same time, if a lot of mothers are overbearing now, why aren't there just faggots everywhere then?
P.S. Yeah, yes, I do know what that looks like.
And sort of America's a very faggotized country in all kinds of ways. That's the technical term.
I wouldn't say that. I would say it's a feminized country. It's a feminized. It's a gynocentric country. I wouldn't say it's faggotized. God, y'all need to get out more. Milo, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Let's do a retreat. There's a resort not far from my house. It's on the lake. We could get some cabins. We could hang out. I could invite some of my straight friends. I could give you guys a view of the world that is not faggotized, but filled with gay people.
If you want to know the truth about homosexuality, you've got to go to Black YouTube and listen to the girls.
How do you get to Black YouTube, by the way?
Well, it's a sort of tumbling. It's a tumbling kind of thing. You find one good video by somebody who's like, Steph Curry, you're faggotized. Sorry. And then you'll.
This is the gayest shit I've ever seen. This is the most hateful, racist, gayest shit I've ever seen. And I used to smoke crack.
Tumble through the algorithm. I'll send you some links. I'll post some links on my Twitter. And
I don't know if I dare, but you're saying that's the more honest YouTube.
It's the only honest YouTube. It's the only honest anything.
What?
Because you go past the churches and you'll see, the white homo demon stealing your man. And it's not the pastor who comes up with this stuff. It's his wife. It's his wife who's got this, who was trying to set her girlfriend up with somebody, and that was all great. But he went off with a dude, which is which is sort of distant for them from going off with a.
Milo is that gay guy that you invite to a party once, and then you're like, then you just pretend like you have no parties anymore. Like he'll say, "Are you having a Christmas party this year?" And you're like, "Oh no, we don't have parties anymore."
White girl or whatever. But no, the only honest place where people will just be like, did it faggotize, and then they'll go, and then
Amazing.
LeBron faggotize, and they'll go through it all. I mean, for me, the
I want
necklace ultra of this genre.
I want to see this. Okay, I tried to find what Milo was talking about. I couldn't find it, but I did find this. This is shit black gays say.
Bitch. Oh, bitch. Put this in your bag.
I'm only looking for friends.
Trash. Look at this trashy bastard. Trashy fish. T-rash. Girl, please. Child boo. What's T, bitch?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't really go to the club like that.
You ready for the club tonight, bitch?
Oh, yes, God.
Late? Bitch, you are so late. Let me text Trey. Where my phone? You know that hoe always chasing Trey.
I'm on Skype with Trade. I'm gonna call you back.
But you know you on the DL. Classic queen. Oh, these are so sickening. Sickening. I may be young, but I'm ready. Oh, he was fine. Hey, boo. You tried it. He tried it.
Oh, she ate that.
That is so cunt. This is real cunt. Beyonce dress is cunt.
See, black gay guys are boring. No, it's actually kind of funny. But I did try to look up black YouTube faggotize. Let me go over to his he said he was going to post some things on Twitter. So let me look up Milo on Twitter and see what he posted. So let's see what he posted. Did he post any? Oh, he's having an argument with another suspected gay guy, Nick Fuentes. God damn, this is so fucking exhausting. Let's see. It's so boring. It's so boring. I'm gonna try to make this more exciting for you guys. This shit is so fucking boring. Do I even want to continue this? Hopefully I'll get some good jokes out of it.
Would be Black China's mum. Do you know who that is?
No.
Of course you don't. You remind me of a line from Blackadder sometimes, because you have this sort of like lovely kind of like ingenue kind of thing that you do. And it's like, well, no, I don't know anything. But do you remember that line from Blackadder, like slumbering octogenarians who claim never to have heard of the Beatles?
No, but I get it.
He's talking about high court judges.
I've never actually heard of Blackadder before, so
You're kidding.
I'm actually not.
What?
God, Milo. I think Milo is trolling you, Tucker. I think Milo is trolling you. I think he's trolling you. I think he's making fun of all of us. He's making fun of all of us.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But that's okay. It's not about me. I'm just trying to
That's how
think.
Stephen Fry and Rowan Atkinson got famous. How do you know about Blackadder?
I don't know. There are huge gaps. I'm not.
Well, because it's fucking British, Milo. Not everybody is British. It's a British show. Not everybody is British or gay or hates themselves for being gay.
Not a knowledgeable
Sweet baby
man.
Jesus and the orphans. Well, you say this, yes. But anyway, look, so Tokyo Tony is her name. And anyway, you can Google Tokyo Tony. That's you're into black everything. Anyway, she's great. There's a whole, I mean, YouTube now.
So here we go. Tokyo Tony. All right. So why I put this on here because I don't want you to see my search history. Because I did a lot of research on porn and gooning and masturbation and stuff like that. I don't want it showing up on YouTube. Not that I'm ashamed of it, but I don't want you to have to see some of the shit that I have seen. That's how I Okay, we'll just watch one video from Tokyo Tony.
Wait, how many times you been married?
5.
5 times.
Yeah. I've been married all my life.
Your whole life?
My whole life from the age of 19 to present. I only had a
Has it been
3-year
with-
gap.
Has it been with the same man?
3 different.
3.
Yeah.
Were you married to China's father?
No, he was a slut. And I was too. I worked as a door dasher. I've done 4 dashes. I should have done more. And the reason being because I have children in Uganda that I take care of. They eat because of me. I'm building homes in Uganda. So if you go on my page, you will be able to see at least maybe 600 videos of my babies.
So why did you stop door dashing?
Because the DoorDash was for them. I don't need the DoorDash.
Oh, so you just give them money from like your bookings and stuff now?
No.
Okay, I'm out. This is crazy. Wait a minute. Did I get off of the Tucker episode? I did. I messed up.
To family friendly, and ultimately to the state where we let them adopt children, which is a whole thing we'll get into. And
okay, I messed it up. I gotta
about
find out
bodily functions.
Well,
Don't talk
I'm just gonna
about.
skip
There are
ahead.
things about like maybe Alex Jones that remind me of him a little bit.
Okay, I want to go back a little bit. I'm just gonna skip around. I don't fucking care really.
Comes out the way he doesn't visit me very often anymore. But it's like
totally real. I mean, that stuff is all real.
I realized that. So I don't do cocaine anymore, but it'll shock people to learn I used to be a bit of a cokehead.
Not really. And I think that was a joke. But did you go through treatment? I bet he didn't go through treatment because then this shit would have been cleared up with a 4th step.
When I was, that rush of dopamine.
Yep.
The rituals associated with it as well. I was like, oh my God, that's how I feel about sex, and that can't be right. It can't be right.
No, it's literally. I'm not just talking about gay sex, but that is literally a perversion.
Yes,
and
it is a demon, and it's also other things too, because these things go hand in hand.
May I ask how, in your own, if it's not too personal,
can you imagine? I mean, yeah, there are sex demons. There are, but I got involved with some porn addicts. These people are fucked up porn addicts. I mean, you take erotic energy. I've done a lot of research and experiencing and how to harness and master erotic energy. I mean, you can get ate up with spirits and sex demons and all that kind of stuff. But nothing is more hopeless than equating your life with demonic activity. And the best, like, if you feel bad about something, it's a spirit, it's a demon. So I would say that Milo is just ate up with spirits right now, ate up with demons, and they have convinced him. Hey, look, let me tell you, when I first had my shamanic initiation and awakening, I had heard that you're not supposed to do it for money. So I took a vow of poverty. Because I thought that was the righteous thing to do. I thought it was the moral thing to do. And all that did was make me broke and poor. And it made me very desperate. And I ended up having to do things that I didn't want to do for money because I took a vow of poverty. Spirits convinced me to take a vow of poverty. So spirits can convince you of things that are virtuous, but also have very nefarious intentions behind them. I would here's what I would do for Milo. I would come over to our house. Milo, we'll all get naked. We'll hang out. We'll have some non-sexual nudity, and we'll get to know each other. We might even sit naked around a bonfire out in the cold. Then we'll do a cold plunge, and we'll just help you get into your body, get into your skin, get into who you really are. Well, let's do that for you, and then we'll put you back on a plane, and you can go back to hell if you want to. But at least I would feel like, let us get you naked. Let us write words of love on you. Let us help you learn to love yourself, Milo. Let us do that for you. No charge. You'll have to cover your airfare though and your hotel. But we'll do it for you for free because we love you. We don't like to see people hating themselves like this. This is terrible.
How did you wind up?
We're there now, aren't we?
Okay, I think we are. No, but
I just told you I wanked on UA1722. I cracked one out in the bathroom. And people are never going to sit next to me on planes again. I think we're good.
Anyone who's ever been, I drank alcohol in the morning. I mean, anyone who's ever been possessed.
Please, I'm British. That doesn't count.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
Give me a real one.
Anyone who's ever been possessed by an obsession knows that it can totally distort your behavior. But we spend so much time talking in our society about, gay, and it's all good, of course. Gay is good and gay rights are good. In fact, they're the marker of human rights. They're the only human right, really. But
You fucking queens. The only human right. Just because you can't proselytize to people all the fucking time. You're such fucking victims. I'm so tired of Christians portraying themselves as victims. This is the world we live in. It's all ego shit. It is. You want to be a victim, be a victim. But guess what? If you want to be a victim, you're going to manifest perpetrators. You will.
But this is the only human right people still care about.
Oh,
your right to be sodomized, your right to
that is completely not true. That is completely not true. Y'all are making a mountain out of a molehill. People don't really think about this shit all that much. They don't.
Wake up in the morning, and you're like, oh, okay, you're ready to go, are you? And hear that voice in your mind, and it's not a sultry voice, it's not a sexy voice, it's go and get it. It's it's like it's Gorgoroth. Anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting you, but
wait, that's dark. I've thankfully never. It's one of the few problems I don't have, but
Tucker, you can come too. You can come to our retreat. We'll do some non-sexual communal male nudity so that you can be comfortable with your body. This seems like a shame within you projected outward onto other people. This seems like a buried shame that you have. Because I think that if you spent more time with masculine men, this would not be an issue for you. This would not be an issue for you at all. You would say, okay, people suck dick. I don't care. Why does it got to be a demonic voice? When I'm attracted to a man, I don't hear demonic voices. I'm like, man, that is a really beautiful man. That's a man that takes care of his body. That's a man who is erotic and virile. But then again, I am in control of my sexuality. I am in control of my energy. I mean, I go to the gym and I manage to not lick the backs of men as they work out. Like I don't think about sex all that much. So, but there was a time when I was an addict when I did that. I would say this falls into the category of addiction and obsession, spiritual obsession. And that can be cleared up by going to treatment or by getting really present or working on your ego issues. Hey, let me tell you about our book, The Machinations of Ego. There's whole sections about this. If you're all obsessions and all compulsions come from the ego each and every time. It's available now on Amazon. Why don't you get yourself a copy, Tucker?
Get it.
That's why Grindr's so dangerous, It's just like within 20 minutes they can be in the living room.
Well, Grindr's dangerous because it's full of drug addicts and sex addicts. And no sane person would ever go on there, gay or straight.
I want to ask you about that. But first, let me ask you about your own life, because you never get to ask, everyone's telling you how proud they are to be gay, and that's great. And all that, but
it's a sin, by the way. Pride is a sin.
Well, I agree with that. But you never get to ask, like, how did you start being gay? Like, get specifically describe with,
the way I remember
in a PG way, right?
If you insist. No, the way I remember, we've done enough, I know. The way I remember it is I just did it to piss off my mother, but that's not true. I think that's self-mythologization. I did take a lot of drug dealers home when I was.
Were you close to your mom?
When I was in high school, she married. So I'll answer your question. I'll skip back first. Let me do that first. So my dad was in organized crime. Funny, charismatic, brilliant. There are things about like maybe Alex Jones that remind me of him a little bit. Just in that kind of like, just in manner, like a bit of a bruiser, but with the heart, like he's a bad guy with a heart of gold.
Yeah. I've known a few.
Yeah. No, like I cleave to that kind of personality. It reminds me a little bit of the good bits of my dad, right? But there was another section which Alex does not have, which was that he was a bad guy, and I saw him do really bad things to people. I would come down. I've told this story before, but I would come down, sometimes the kitchen door would be closed, and I would hear, Nikki, I'm giving up a life of crime. I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm not going to do anything that's going to give me any more than 18 months. It's funny, but...
It's all about goals, Milo.
Yeah. But he was a bad guy, and I saw him do things that really frightened me. And...
my dad was a bad guy, too. My dad was a bad guy. Kind of criminal. Cheated on my mom. Abused his kids, dry drunk, Yeah, my dad was a bad guy too. He was, but he convinced everybody else he was a good guy. So, and he convinced other people that his own kids were crazy. So that if you tried to report anything that he was doing, you know, that's why they had to get me in the mental health system at a young age. So that if I ever did say my dad abused me, it would be crazy talk. Yeah, my dad was bad. He was a bad man.
You know, he was in pubs and nightclubs in a you know, running the clubs and the security and sort of like, you know, he's gone now, so I can say it, laundering millions, you know,
Yeah.
like, blah, blah. Between those two, you know, like these security guards are on $120 an hour, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, officer. You know, like, you know, oh yeah, aren't you? Tell him what you're on. It's like 110, 120 an hour. You know?
So being gay, like you were raised affluent by criminals. I mean, how does this make you gay?
Yeah. So he used to let me sit in the booth and like do the stamps, and I would watch people go in, and I'd watch the behaviors of like low socioeconomic, white, working class, like in their 20s, just drinking and effing, you know, and then I saw some of the things my dad did. And they would start with that joke. They'd start with that very charming joke. They'd start with that alluring joke. And my dad had like a degree in, my dad had a master's in fine art. He was a great sculptor and painter. But that was the charming bit of him. The dark bit was, you know, like he would say to people, can I use bad language on this show?
Yes, you may.
Because you can bleep it. But my dad would say like, listen, just because you're in a wheelchair, don't give you the right to be a cunt. And he would grab the wheelchair, spin it around, and like walk people up to you know, like to parking lot edges and stuff like that. And I'm sitting in the car like, you know, or he'd go collecting, yeah, which means protection rackets. And he would, you know, I would overhear like, Julian, can you take your glasses off, please? It's like, I don't want to get glass in my finger when I poke your fucking eye out. You know, like, it's very charming, very funny, like very Tony Soprano kind of like that kind of ilk, you know.
Hilarious.
But I saw some of it, and I think maybe somewhere in my head I was like, yeah, if that's being a man, I think I'm out. You know, because I was a child, I was frightened. And then my mother left him.
That's a grown-up thought. That's a grown-up thought for a child to have. If that's what being a man is, I'm out. That's a grown-up thought. Like, you know, let me see if I can access some memories of being a child. I don't know. I was raised around the same place Edgar Casey was. I was too busy playing with spirits and ghosts and shit. Quite possibly a MK Ultra baby. I don't know, but I mean, that's a grown-up thought. If that's what being a man is, I don't want. That could have been a subconscious thing that, upon later reflection, but I mean,
and married a new guy, and he was very like, he's still a nice guy now, but he would go through all my stuff. Like if I had papers, you know, if I was reading something for school or whatever, he would like, when I was out, go through every page and just sort of leave it like this. It's just that I knew that he'd been in there, you know? And that kind of like invasive, like just horrifying, like, you know, it was just for a very sensitive autistic child like me, you know, already on my way then, you know, I had a much larger than life grandmother who was like, you know, egging this stuff on.
I've never met a straight guy like this. Like if he's not gay anymore, something is up, because he's like, yeah, just be gay, Milo. Just be gay. It's okay. It's okay. I think you would do well in recovery. Like, did you get involved in that Christian recovery shit? The kind of stuff that fucks people up even more? Did you get involved in that Christian shit? Because it's not working for you, honey. It's not.
And by this time I had had some sexual interactions with a Roman Catholic priest who's dead now. He's been dead for a long time, but that had obviously, you know, that fed into it as well. wait.
And see, I never got hit on by a priest. I never did. Like I was an altar boy for a while. This is why I probably felt like I wasn't attractive, because I didn't get hit on by priests. Now I would go on to having sex with seminary students, especially in Nashville. In Nashville, like I think priests are hot now. I think they're very hot and they're really good in bed. But I never got abused by a Catholic priest. I never even got hit on. That's why I thought I was unattractive. I was raised to believe that I was not an attractive person by my parents.
Stop.
Or smart or talented. They just kind of convinced me that I was useless and a loser. And so thank God I was gay, because being gay saved my life. Being gay is the thing that got me out from underneath them. And you know what? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you get traumatized by your fucking family and then you turn gay so you can get the fuck out of it. Get the fuck out of it. And also maybe so you won't pass the shit on to your kids. You won't want to have kids. There we go. I figured it out. I figured it out, y'all. Being gay is a trauma response. And so that you will break the cycle and not pass that on to the next generation. There we go. Solved. My God, do we even have to go on?
Obviously fed into, right. Well, if you're being molested, yeah.
Well, yeah. Also the molestation. No, but really for me,
being gay is a response. If it is a trauma response, it's so that you will continue to be gay. So you will break that cycle, not just for you and your family, but for society at large. There we go. It's so simple. There we go. Problem solved. Be gay. We should want people to be gay because it breaks the cycle of emotional abuse and trauma. There we go. Do I get an award now? Because I figured it out. Do I get recognition? Do I get validation for my theories? Tucker, will you have me on your show to talk about this that I just figured out for everybody? That being gay is good because it means that you will not pass that shit on to your children. Congratulations. There we go. Now, let's watch a little bit more of this. This is kind of fucking exhausting, and I'm sorry to put you through this.
This is why it's important to do the other stuff first before you get. Oh, and I was raped by a priest. But this sort of psychological torture, as I experienced it, was sort of like, so I had no private space anywhere, and I knew that all the men in my life were just not things I wanted to become.
Yes.
And then I cast my, see if you let me get to it. Then I cast my mind back to a lovely old rich man in a frock, Father Michael, and I who had not been like that with me. And one of the things that got me into trouble 10 years ago was when I said I felt like the aggressor in that situation. I didn't know what bad stuff it had done to me. And at that time I didn't. I made a couple of jokes that got GOP Inc. Hot and bothered because they're all faggots. And they weren't happy about some of the truths that we're talking.
That's the thing that is you're calling people faggots, and that's a slur, Milo. That's a slur. And you usually only hear this talk from gay guys who hate being gay. That's it.
Talking about today kind of toppling out, and so these things combined, having what I perceived to be at that time, I perceived as a child to be consensual sexual experiences with an older man who was a kindly sweetheart. He was.
And this is the shit you got canceled for. So I'm gonna watch some more of this and just see. But I think I've figured it out. Like, being gay, if it is a trauma response, then it is a necessary one. Like in God's infinite wisdom, he makes people gay if they are abused as children, so they will not pass that on to other generations. But rather than just making them sexless and loveless, God in his everlasting love enabled men to be able to have relationships with other men so that they wouldn't have to be alone for the rest of life. It's so beautiful. God, you are such a brilliant thing. My God, God is great. God is so great.
I think of him now as a harmless old queen, Of course, what he was doing was not harmless.
Well, you have a right to any opinion you want about the experiences that happened to you.
Well, apparently not. I've been retired for some time as a result.
Well, I continue to believe that people are allowed to formulate their own opinions
I
about
think,
their own lives.
I think you should be able to talk
Oh, really, Tucker? Okay.
about your rape however you like.
I kind of agree with that.
And not necessarily have to go on live international television and apologize for it like I did, but I'm not bitter. So fortunately, I carved out a much. I have a new kind of career and a new life now that I much prefer.
Well, I wonder what would have happened to Milo if he hadn't been canceled. Because, you know, he reveals there, you know, that he feels that he was raped. And when he talked about it, they canceled him. But I wondered what would have happened if that had not happened. I think we would see a very different Milo today. And you know, I feel bad for him. I feel really bad for him because all it would take is a weekend retreat with Shaman Patrick and his husband Merrick to turn this shit around for him. Like it would for anybody. But, you know, your first, I mean, I won't say it your first, but your early sexual experiences with other men, that does kind of have an effect on you, because my first sexual experience was with a guy my age, and it was hot. It was hot. I was 15, he was 15, and no, he was 16 because he could drive. But it was hot. I mean, we talked about it years later. Like it was both of our early, it wasn't his first, but it was mine, and it was hot. But also I felt a lot of shame around that. And then my subsequent sexual experiences with other men they were older, and but my mom also had a big hand in this as well. Like my mom was a floral designer, and she encouraged me to have friendships and relationships with other gay men. She was really supportive of that. She loved me. She loved me, even though she was addicted to Xanax and abusive. But she wanted me to have a nice life. But unfortunately, my father did not want me to have a nice life. So my father was covering up his infidelity and his addictions and all of that kind of stuff. So I love the fact that I had really good early sexual experiences with other men and life affirming. And, you know, I've had a beautiful life. You know, by being gay, I have had access to other people. I've had access to rich people and poor. I mean, my life is so much better because I'm gay. You know what? I decided I'm not going to watch the rest of this fucking interview because it's all pointless. You know, I do believe in listening to other people, but this guy is just too wounded and damaged to be able to talk logically or reasonably about anything. I think we should let Milo heal. We should not be giving him attention for this wounded take. Because when you're healed, you don't look at the world this way. You don't look at the world as people being sinful or anything like that. When you're healed, you look at everything in its perfect place. Look, there are no mistakes in God's reality. There are no mistakes in God's reality. And this is the hardest thing to come to terms with when you do get truly sober. Milo, let me take you to a meeting or two, Milo. But when you when you look out at the world, when you're sober and when you're no longer wounded and when you're healed, you see everything in its perfect place. You see that there are gay people doing gay shit, and there's God, you know, that I'm not God, so I don't know why that exists, and I'm just going to let it ride, because I know that the worst thing that ever happened to me, it turned out to be the best thing. So if being gay is bad, it turned out to be the best thing for me, because I am a child of God. I am a child of God. God doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't. And baby, I was born this way, bitch. I was born to be who I am today. That's how this shit works. So if you're looking out in the world and you see a flaw in God's plan, something you don't understand, but you're saying it's a sin, who the fuck are you? You're not God. You're trying to play God when you do that stuff. You accept people for who they are, as hard as it is. People do things that I don't agree with. People eat at Taco Bell. People eat seed oils. People gain weight. People marry women and that they don't love just to have a body there. You can look out at the world and see that there's lots of things going wrong. But you could also look at the world and say, I don't have that top-down perspective that God has. I can't know if something is right because none of us have the moral authority over anybody. And that, my dear friends, Milo and Tucker, is a sin. You guys think that you have the moral authority to say what is right and what is wrong, what is sinful and what is not sinful. Carl Jung says the greatest sin is to be unconscious. And you two are some of the most unconscious people who are walking around on this shared earth today. Two of the most unconscious, unloving, bitter, hateful, closeted people that I have ever seen. This is hopeless. This is a sad, hopeless thing that you guys are doing. This is really sad. Come out to Kentucky. We're not far from Nashville. Come out and see us. We'll make a special retreat just for you guys, but you will have to get naked. You will have to take a cold plunge, and you will have to let us love you in a non-sexual way. We will love y'all back to life. We will love you back to life here in the same town as Edgar Casey helped so many people. So there are all things in the world going on. There are a lot of things going on in the world. And when you get really present and you realize that everything is happening according to God's plan. And I don't have an opinion on God's plan. I can only have an opinion on what's going on with me. And I do believe that teaching people this garbage, that something is wrong with being gay, that something is wrong with gay sex, or that something is wrong with people for wanting to be gay or fall in love with other people. This is a very sick, twisted, satanic, and demonic worldview. Very sick, very twisted, very demonic, anti-Christian, anti-human, anti-life. You have no right to judge other people for what they do and how they choose to love. I'm sick of this worldview. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. And so the song I'm going to play at the end of this one it's the story of how my husband and I met and how we fell in love in the rooms of recovery. And I love you all so very much. Go hug a gay person today, because haven't gay people been through enough bullshit? I know I sure have. And I will pray for you, Milo. I will continue to pray for you. But please consider coming to our retreat that we will make especially for you. I love you so much. Don't forget that we love you. Yes, we do. And also, if you like the song that we're going to play at the end of this video, please get our album, You Want to Be Enlightened. It's raw, it's real, it's enlightenment with a backbeat. We love you so much. Bye-bye.
Don't wait for perfection's crown. You'll wither while the stars burn down. Some of the strongest voices rose from the ruins, from the throes. Crawl out from the shadows deep. Let your scars be the vows you keep. Your mess is a lantern cracked but true. A blaze in the dark is waiting for you. Don't stay broken, don't stay small. Document the climb, show us it all. From the mud to the mountain, the lotus grew. Now the echo's calling back to you. Why not you? Stand up, speak fire, break through. Why not you? The world is waiting for the storm inside you. Why not you? Your scars, your flame, your view. If not now, then who? Bury the jargon, kill the disguise. Speak with the tongue of the simple and wise. Don't be a mirror of someone else's song. Your edges are where we belong. Authenticity spreads like flame. Permission flows when you drop the game. Be the original, fierce and true. The key fits the lock when it's carved by you. Don't play healer, don't play saint. Stay in your lane, don't paint what you ain't. Innovate, ignite, speak it fresh, speak it new. The universe is hungry for the sound of you. Why not you? Stand up, speak fire, break through. Why not you? The world is waiting for the storm inside you. Why not you? Your scars, your flame, your view. Why not you? If not now, then who? Ooh, you the hell are you? You're the one the silence calls. Who the hell are you? A voice that can break the walls. If told to die, imitate more. Once stood shaking at the door, then what are you trembling for? Why not you? Stand up, speak fire, break through. Why not you? The world is waiting for the storm inside you. Why? Your scars, your flame, your... If not now, then who? Stand up, speak fire, break through. The world is waiting for the storm inside you. Your stars, your flame, your... If not now, then who? Don't wait, don't fade, don't stay small. We'll be rocking you, why not here?
Just so you know, I am a shaman. Dope.